You are now listening to the voice of horror.
Lock your doors, bolt your windows, and turn off the lights. Make sure the kids are safe at home, because you're headed to the Nightwatch zone.
Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, ready to enter Battleworld. I love this stuff, man. Tuesday nights, Corey Anders with me, Kill, and Eric, ready for another edition. And wow, Kill, tonight it is looking like it is going to be lit, bro.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I mean, we've had some really interesting matchups these last several weeks, and I think tonight is going to be, let's just say, interesting. That's how I'm going to word it.
Well, that's an understatement, man. But look, hey, we got two great competitors, man, and they are ready to run.
All right. Well, hey, let's do this real quick before we introduce those competitors, just to give a blanket hello to you guys in the chat. Thanks for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. Ronan's in the chat. What's going on, bro?
Ronan?
Saying, he says, this is going to be interesting. I can't wait. You and me both, bro. What's up, Melissa? Melissa's in the chat.
Hello.
Hey, Melissa.
All right. We got Brandon in the house saying, I've been thinking about ends a lot more recently in a positive light. It just took the sixth place in my Halloween ranking. Okay.
Very cool.
All right. Very cool. What's up, Ty? Saying I'm a bit rusty on Nightmare 2. Well, that's the beauty of these streams, because we are going to get you straight. We're going to get you straight. And Brandon, he knows what's up. He's saying he never put together how much these two have in common, these two films. Yeah, well, that's why we got it as a matchup, bro. That's all I'm going to say to start this thing off. What's up, Denisha? We got Byron and Dice. What's up, Dice? Good to see you. Rick's in the chat. What's going on, Rick? Good to see you.
Hey.
Jason, what's up, Jason? Jason's in the chat. We got Sarah in the chat.
Hey, nice.
What's up, Neil? Listen, Sarah and Neil might be going off tonight. I'm just saying, like last week was crazy. It was
still sore.
I know.
Wow.
Well, Neil's not sore. He won, so.
Yeah, well, that's true too. Oh, that's
true.
true. Ooh, okay. Friday, what's going on? Good to see you as well. All right, so let's figure out what we got going on tonight officially. So, Coriander, tell us who we have in one of these corners.
Well, Knight. All right. So when you have killed dozens and you've been beaten, stabbed, shot more than 6 times, you've got no Myers house to go to, and you become a sewer creeper. And that is until you have a young apprentice that comes back and brings you into the game so that you can terrorize your hometown. That's already gonna, he's given into this, the town's given into the infection that he created. And evil does change shape. Yes, it does. And in this corner, we have Michael Audrey Myers of Halloween Ends.
All right.
That's
okay. Good. All right. Eric, who do we have in the other corner?
Okay, this returning combatant is from Springwood, Ohio. He is not a fan of children, and he's not a fan of teenagers, especially those obnoxious ones on the school bus. It doesn't matter if you are male or female. He's got a thing for you if you live at 1428 Elm Street. He is the man of your dreams. He's the Springwood slasher, and he's got the body, or he's got the brain if you've got the body, however you want to do that. It's Freddy Krueger, and it's a Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge.
All right. So this is gonna be interesting, Kill. And Kill, do you hear something?
I think I do. What is it? What is it?
I think
Mike?
I hear something. I think they're coming in. They're going to be getting ready to rock.
All right.
There we are. Here we are.
Nice.
Kill. This is going to be the greatest matchup of all time, especially when your icon is not in the movie as much as you thought that they would be. What do you think, bro?
This is gonna be a good one. This is because essentially, like you said, you're not gonna get a lot of Michael Audrey Myers, and Freddy is gonna be in the shadows a lot, just kind of letting Jesse do his work for him so he can get stronger. But
Right.
this will be interesting to dissect both of these movies line by line. I am ready for this.
No doubt, man. We got the tail of the tape, bro. Let's bring this up. You know how we do this thing. We got on the Nightmare side, Freddy coming in 5'10", 170, with the signature weapon as the razor glove, the glove, not the power glove. Okay, I want
Not
to
in
make
this
sure.
one.
Hey, look, I want to make sure that we understand. We are not talking about the power glove. Okay,
No,
we got the original.
Oh goodness.
See, he shit talked the
See?
Power Glove.
See? That's why you don't talk about the Power Glove. I'm gonna finish it for you. Freddy, he has
Oh,
8
boy.
films to his credit and is played by the great Robert Englund. But more importantly, let's get to the winning side. Let's
The
go
winning
to the right here.
That's
We got
confidence.
Michael Audrey Myers. He is a young, spry, 65-year-old man, height 6'2", weight 215. His signature weapon is the knife. And
There you go.
his franchise with this trilogy, it's 3 films, played by the great James Jude Courtney. So
There it is.
let's do this.
Absolutely, man. All right, so you guys know how we do this thing. We're gonna go round robin style and give our points. Now, for the folks in the chat, if you are just joining us on these streams, let us know what you think in the live chat. If you do a super chat, then the dollar amount will count for points. So just putting it out there, if you if you feel strongly for one of these franchises, this is the time. Ty saying, I love the extended intro. Nice. Thanks, man. We appreciate it. Oh my God. You guys are all right, man. Wayne's in the house. Good to see you too, Wayne. All right. Okay, guys. So let's bring up our categories. Our first category, Eric, as always, we're going to start with the poster. The poster. So I'm going to bring up the posters for the 2 films, and then we're just going to give our points. So we've got the Ends poster, and then, of course, we have the Nightmare 2 poster. What's your thoughts, and who are you going to give the point to, man?
One's got a lot more going on than the other, and that's why I'm giving it to Freddy's Revenge. I really like the use of Jesse looking in the mirror and seeing the somewhat Freddy image. You know what I mean? With I love the lightning in the background. I don't like the Halloween Ends poster. It's very, very dark. You had that little bit of the fire underneath, and Michael's mask looks kind of like a toasted marshmallow to me. So it's just, I just do not enjoy that poster.
All right. Okay. We're starting off hot. Okay. Kill. How about you, man? What are we going with?
Go back to the Nightmare one real quick. I have no idea what's going on in this. like, I'm sorry. I'm looking at it. I'm seeing a raven and lightning. I'm seeing the claw. I do agree with Eric. I like the kind of, him looking in the mirror. He's hugging his girl in a bathroom or something. Go back to Michael.
Okay.
It's simplistic, but I like it. It's ominous. It flows with this trilogy because each one of these movies has just been The Mask, and we know it's been so long since we've had a good goddamn mask in this franchise, and they're just like, you know what, we did it, guys, and we're gonna shove it down your throat. It's
on each poster.
and I agree with what Eric said. This one is a little bit more, destroyed and distraught, but you got to remember it was as crisp as it could be for kind of being in a Foot Locker for so long, and then finally Michael gets it back in the first movie, and in the second movie it's burnt, and now this one it's not burnt, but it's a little bit more messed up and old because it is old. But I like the fire embers coming up from the bottom, which would lead from the second movie's poster that was kind of orange. I'm looking at it right now. I love this poster. It's simplistic and it just says ends. That's ends. You know what's up.
You know what's up. All right, man. Coriander, how about you? Who are you going with?
I have to agree with Killian. I didn't get what the Raven was, and that was that kind of throws me off. But and I do like the reflection, but why it like you're saying, why it has to be in a bathroom? I mean, that's interesting. Bathrooms are germy as hell. Just saying.
They're teenagers.
Right. Okay, so yeah, I like the ends poster. It's simple. It's you got Michael right there, and it just reminds me of the scene that I loved in the beginning of Kills with all those firemen. And yeah, it's a great poster. So
all right,
there you go.
Okay, all right. We've got it's kind of down the middle here in the chat, of course, which is usually what happens on these episodes. Friday saying, I hope there's a dance scene for this matchup. Well, if we get any super chats, I've got 4 new ones. So trust me,
Lord.
we are waiting, and so is Coriander. I'm just gonna say that.
I know there's one night that's gonna
What?
come. I know there's one that's gonna come.
I'm just waiting to
I
hit the
don't
button,
know
bro.
what that means.
I know there's something you got loaded. I know.
I got.
I think I know what it is
loaded.
too.
It doesn't sound good.
You know what it is, Eric.
I do.
Yeah, he does. All right. So
whatever, guys.
So look, let me just say, for me, this is actually an interesting situation because you got one that has. You're right. You guys are all right. You got one that has too much going on, and then you got one that's super simplistic. Now, I will say that the one for Nightmare on Elm Street 2, that I know what they were trying to do, but I do think that they had way too much stuff going on in this thing, man. They really, really did. And ends, I do appreciate the simplicity, although I think it's the weakest of the 3 in the trilogy. I think it's the weakest poster of the 3.
Yeah, it is.
That being said, I'm still going to go with ends because look, man. I mean, it's just right there. It just shows what it is, and that's it. You don't get confused with ravens and lightning bolts and stuff. I mean, this is not Friday the 13th Part 6. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that out there. All right. So, anyways, so I'm gonna go with ends. All right.
Right.
So let me just catch up to the chat here. Sarah's coming in with a $5 super chat. Here we go.
Oh,
saying,
no.
Don't keep us in suspense. 5 for ends. We're starting off. We got 5 points off the bat for Halloween ends. And
all right. Oh no.
She says release the clip. You listen. Hey, look.
Sarah, I thought we were friends. Oh my god.
You are the best, Sarah.
You are.
This referee can be bought.
That's right. And you know what the referee can't do?
He can't fight me. I'm here.
There it is.
I knew it. I knew that would be the first one. I knew it would be
Out
here.
the gate.
Out the gate.
Hey,
There's
look,
no lying here.
I wish Coriander was on camera, man. I really do. Coriander, come on. You know it's a great
Yeah.
clip. It's a great clip.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Neil saying, is it Terracon you guys are going to? Yes, it is Terracon, and hopefully we will get the chance to really do some special stuff. And Robert England will be there as well as
Yeah.
Heather Langenkamp. So no doubt about that. And we're definitely going to be talking more about that. And we've got some plans for some stuff we're going to do for all of our subscribers as well as our members too. So thank you to you members that are in here, Patreon members as well. Barb's in the house. Jason's in the house. What's going on? I love it. And Brandon knew what was up. He said, yes, Knight. He loves that clip too. All right. And that's just the beginning, guys. Okay.
Oh, we
So
know.
Eric, let's go to our next category, bro. We're going to go into the tagline for these movies. Okay. We're going to go into the tagline. So for Nightmare 2, the tagline is "The Man of Your Dreams is back." Okay. And then for Halloween Ends, the tagline is "Their saga ends." Which point you gonna give to?
Oh, jeez. Both pretty generic. I didn't even know Halloween Ends had a tagline, to be honest.
There you go. See, I do my homework, bro.
I'm gonna go with Nightmare
Okay.
because it's just, they're both, in my opinion, they're both kind of lame. But the more creative of the two, you know what I mean. It talks about the man of your dreams, even though it's a Nightmare on Elm Street, and Ends is just a little too generic for me.
All right. Okay. Kill. How about you, man?
You know what? I agree with everything Eric just said. They're both generic and they both kind of suck. You know, their saga ends. Who's saga? You know, if you hadn't watched these movies, who are you talking about? Man of Your Dreams is kind of funny. It's a play on, you know, what they mean. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Nightmare on this one.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
This is almost like Imposter Freddy, and Jesse is not the man of my dreams. So I'm just saying I'm gonna have to go with Halloween.
We kind of had an Imposter Michael too.
Yes, you did, but I watched the movies, so I'm okay with the tagline. Yeah, they're not the best, but yeah, like I said, anyway, Halloween.
Okay. All right. Ty saying "The Man of Your Dreams" is more accurate. I guess Ends does resolve, just not what we wanted. Brandon saying Nightmare 2 for the tagline, but I agree with Eric. All right. Yeah, both of these are pretty generic. I gotta admit, it's kind of like they're both kind of throwaway. But if I had to pick one, I actually got to go with Nightmare on this because it does kind of fit into, you know, the whole mythology of Freddy a bit more. It just makes more sense, and I think it sounds a little bit cooler. So I'm gonna go with Nightmare 2 on this one. Okay, all right. Jason is going with Halloween Ends. Okay. Ronan going with Nightmare. Okay. Barb says this one feels equal. Yes. Jason said the dumbest tagline in the entire franchise for Nightmare. Okay. Oh man.
I don't know. Freddy's Dead saying they save the best for last.
Ooh, good point.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Good point. All right. Next up, guys, we are going to go into our next category, and it is the opening of the movie. And again, that's usually just a couple minutes to maybe even about 15. So, Eric, what do you got, man?
This is my first easy street. Elm Street wins. Here's why. No disrespect to what happens in Halloween Ends. I think it's just one shock moment when the kid falls down the 2 flights or whatever, gets killed, and that's about it. Great, with the great stuff with the pumpkins, I love that. But there's so much cool stuff happening in Freddy's Revenge. You have the opening with just another day on the bus, them going to the desert, the ground disappearing, them on the pillars, and then Freddy just in the shadows being scary. You know what I mean? Scraping the seats with his claws, and then Jesse wakes up screaming. Much more entertaining opening.
Okay, all right. Kill, how about you?
Man, this is like 2 rounds in a row. Me and Eric are in total agreement.
Attaboy.
This is the first easy street, because that opening to Nightmare is and was nightmare fuel. Nothing is worse than being in a tight, confined space over goddamn a lava hell abyss. And you have the shadowy like killer with the knives for his fingers, just coming down the bus to kill you. In comparison, I agree wholeheartedly with Eric. The opening to ends, it's just it's a shocking and sad death, and it's kind of a little queasy, a little bit. Kids dying is never cool, even though these are kids about to get massacred by Freddy, but they're teenagers and they deserve it. So yes, I'm gonna go with Nightmare on this one.
All right, okay. Coriander, how about you?
I mean, yeah, I guess, Freddy's he's still scary in this one. Yes, he is. And yeah, I can see how it's nightmare fuel for you two guys up ahead of me, But I enjoyed the opening to Halloween. You got the kind of flashback, and then you kind of got, what was happening today, and it set things up, and I don't know, I kind of liked it. So
okay,
yeah,
all right, okay. Real quick too in the chat, we got D coming into the chat, going with Nightmare 2's opening. Ronan's going with Nightmare. Chris is in the chat. A dream sequence in a nightmare movie wins me over, so Elm Street 2 for me here. All right. Barb's going with Halloween. She was not a fan of that kid. Who was, right?
That's
Brandon's
right,
going with Nightmare 2, and Dice also going with Nightmare 2. Hands down. Now, I will say this. For me, I think both of these are really good openings. Right. 2 different reasons, Now, again, these 2 movies, this is a great matchup because of the fact that we think there's a lot of parallels, but there's 2 different things going on in these openings. One is setting up a story and setting up this side character in a very specific way. And in Nightmare 2, it's a visually interesting nightmare sequence that sets up Jesse. But when you first watch the movie, you don't really know how important he is to the story. You know what I mean? But I gotta say, man, I gotta go with Nightmare 2 on this. When I first saw Nightmare 2, this opening just gripped me, and I think it's still one of the best openings in the entire franchise. And that says a lot because there's been a lot of good openings in the Nightmare movies, but it's very effective and it's just so surreal, So I gotta go with Nightmare 2 on that. All right. Whoa, Neil.
Whoa!
Oh, jeez.
What?
Bro.
Holy crud.
Oh, man. Neil, thanks so much, man. Neil's coming in. Jeez. Saying this should be enough for the pro photo op with Heather Langenkamp. Hope you guys have a great time. Bro, thanks so much.
Very cool.
Man.
Wow.
Good for you, Neil.
Awesome.
Jeez, man. That's all right, man. Thank you so much.
Well, it looks
you got me
like,
speechless.
yeah, it looks like, Freddy won. Why continue the stream? Night, everyone. No.
Well, he did say please put it to Nightmare, and
he's just giving that for your guys' trip.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And if you
Very
are
cool, Neil. Good for you, dude.
He's got me all messed up. And if you are putting it to Nightmare, Neil, let me know, and we definitely can make sure that we have the highest point total of all time.
Holy crap!
Oh my god! But bro, thank you so much, man. Seriously, we really appreciate that. You're always so supportive. You're always in our live chats, in the community. It's been so awesome to have you on with us on panels, and man, we just really appreciate you, and especially with things like Slasher Movie Club, which, you know, I'm gonna keep beating the dead horse, but man, you know, there's weeks that we you know, you're one of the reasons why we keep doing it, man, because, you know, when you have people that actually come into the live chats and they're having fun and excited about it, it really helps us to continue um, doing that, man. So thank you so much, man. Seriously, we appreciate it. We really, really do. Very cool. All right. Well, hey,
Well said.
listen. Yeah. Well, I think we got to do a couple clips for this one, man. This one is absolutely crazy. Oh, he opened this one up. All right. Well, you know, sometimes when you get excited, you just feel like going around and just maybe just slapping, you know, just slapping. And this is what happens when you do that. Did you see the look on Eric's face? What? Eric's face was hilarious.
Okay.
You all right, bro?
Sure.
Oh my God. Hey, this might make you feel better.
Nice.
You all right, man? The look on his face is cracking me up. Oh my God. Oh man. Okay. You don't even have any words.
Nope.
The stream has literally paused. That's what's happened right here.
You had your own little battle world going on in your clips.
We did. We had a mini battle world.
Good
That's
God.
that's the amateur leagues.
I don't know. They look pretty professional to me.
They did, didn't they? Seriously though, Neil, thank you so much, man. We really appreciate you, and
Yep.
yeah, man. Gosh, you're getting me all emotional over here.
If it wasn't
Seriously.
for you, Neil, I would not get to see two big shirtless guys slapping each other on the beach. So we thank you.
That's right. Oh my God. And you guys are being so sweet to Neil too. It's really really cool. Seriously.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. And he's saying, no problem, Knight. You guys are the best. Man,
Aw, you're the best.
I was just about to say, man, you know, seriously, and I don't want to get on the soapbox, but especially Eric, I mean, he knows this very well because he's been doing this for a long time too. You know, when you have folks that really, you know, hang out with you and really have fun with the content, and it,
Mhm.
you know, makes some sort of a difference for them, whether it's just entertainment or fun or whatever. I mean, that's such a rewarding thing, you know,
Mhm.
and especially if it's from a fellow content creator like Neil, who knows his movie stuff as well as anyone. So it's just really cool to hear that. It really is. So, and we don't take that lightly. So
Right.
thank you so much, man. Seriously. And of course, Dice is lightening up the moment, saying, dudes slapping each other's tits. That's a new fetish. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, and Barb, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry, Barb.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. She's saying, yeah,
Dang.
this is exactly what she needed. Well, and we were just saying same thing as far as support and so forth. And I guess, you know, it's all the domino effect, you know, and that's why
Mhm.
this is a really great community, because, you know, in one way or another, we all help each other and help each other have
Yeah.
a better day or night or moment. And
Mhm.
that's a special thing. It really, really is. Wow. Thank you so much. And Barb, seriously, much love.
Yep.
Much love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And also we got Sir James in the chat as well. He's putting $2 to Nightmare 2. All right. We got two points.
I like his. His is just short and sweet.
Yeah. Nightmare 2 FNs. Okay. All right.
That's why I love you, Sir
Yeah.
James.
That's right. Yes. Right now it's kind of tight, man. Sarah had come up strong in the beginning there. Um, okay, yeah, yeah, we're really sorry about that, Barb.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
No, not at
Yeah.
No,
all.
it's not hijacking at all.
No, the community definitely means a lot to us, and we're just so glad that it is something
Yeah.
that can be at least a moment that people can enjoy,
Hmm.
even
Yeah.
in their darkest times. Seriously.
Mm.
So, thank you for that, Barb. Okay, guys. So let's go to our next category. We still got some more clips too, man. Eric's gonna be looking crazy again, man. Here we go.
Great.
Um, we got to go to the music, Eric. The music in these movies. Give me your quick take, and who's gonna get that point?
Um, I like them both. I think they're both used well. Both used well to add that creep factor.
Yes.
The reason why I'm going to say Elm Street wins, because this is neck and neck, is because during the funeral parade and when they throw Michael into the trash compactor, I don't like that piece of music. I don't think it
Ooh.
fits. So that's the
Okay.
only reason why. Otherwise, this I would have to flip a coin. So I'm giving it to
Hmm.
Elm Street because I don't like that piece of music and ends.
All right. All right. Kill. How about you?
I'm gonna have to go with Halloween Ends, because Nightmare, that music is straight 80s. It's a lot of 80s music in there of young teenage boys dancing around in their
Oh
underpants,
my god. He was in jeans. What are you talking about?
rocking out in their room and living their best 80s life. Where, and maybe I'm just biased. Any John Carpenter esque music,
Hmm.
Mhm.
to me, it's always gonna have an upper hand. And it fits with the tone, to me. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Ends.
Okay. Okay. And real quick, Barbara's saying, I've been on other streams, but I tell you what, this one is most special to me. Well,
Oh,
we
Aw.
appreciate that, Barb.
thank
And
you.
again,
Yeah.
we're all here for you. I think Neil said it perfectly.
Mhm.
Don't be sorry. That's what we're here for. I mean,
Yeah.
and to quote my good friend Steven from Craving Something Scary, we really do life together,
Yep.
and that
Yeah. You
includes
need
everything.
support. We're here,
Yep. That's the
Mhm.
beauty of, I think that's been one of the greatest things about doing YouTube, is having a community that you
Hmm.
can turn to, spend
Mhm.
time with, have a laugh with, shed a tear with, and just, people that kind of understand you. You know what I'm saying? And,
Mhm.
Yeah.
we've all been in that through it ourselves. I mean, and Eric's a great example of that. There's a lot of times that, we've had conversations
Hmm.
and just supporting each other. And, we wouldn't have had that if we didn't do this YouTube thing. So
That's
I
how I
think,
found you guys. You know what I mean? I've told the
yeah.
story to death, but I was at that time in my life. I just took a chance because I didn't want to do anything anymore. And then
Hmm.
look at me and you, Knight. We talk all the time offline.
Hmm.
You've personally called me with, you're going through some problems and stuff going through your head. That's what
Yep.
we're here for. And it goes
Yep.
to anyone in the chat, too.
That's right. Absolutely. No doubt about it at all. All right. Coriander, how about you? Where are we going with for the music?
Well, I do love my 80s music,
Yeah.
but I love the music in all of these three movies. And yeah, so I'm sticking with Halloween.
All right.
Right.
Okay. For me, this was the first. Okay, let me just say it like this. There's a challenge in it, but it's kind of easy. Okay, because I also do love 80s music, and I do love, kind of that cheesy, campy vibe of it.
Hmm.
And Nightmare 2 actually deviates from the franchise as far as not having that Nightmare theme playing, and they kind of go with that really odd thing that they play throughout, which I thought was really creepy, especially when I first saw it as a little kid. But there is no lying here. The Halloween Ends soundtrack is phenomenal. It is so good. I mean, the junkyard scene, the sewer. I mean, there's so many great moments with music in this movie. And Coriander, you said it best. The whole trilogy, I think, knocked it out of the park with their soundtracks. Matter of fact, I think the soundtracks got better with each movie, which is crazy, you know. And I've got them on vinyl, so it's like they're good. They're really, really good. So I gotta go with Ends on this one. All right. Next up, we got Sir James coming in hot off the press, saying Elm Street all the way, 80s rock, no digital Drake crap.
That's
Wow.
right.
Drake wasn't in Ends, but he's putting 5 points to Nightmare.
Take it.
Now we're starting to stack up now, bro. Woo! But no, I agree, man. The 80s rock is always awesome. Except in this situation, I had to give that point to Ends, man. Friday is going with Ends. Oh no, going with Freddy's Revenge more. Said Ends has some great music, but I like Freddy's Revenge more. Yep. And absolutely, Sir James also saying, giving his condolences to Barb and her family. Absolutely. Absolutely. Barb saying, people say hi to you when you log in. It's so welcoming. I have to hit up one of those movie club watches now. Absolutely. And, you know, we've been really fortunate that we've been doing our, you know, watch alongs pretty much weekly, which, you know, I can't promise that that's always going to be the case because there's a lot of planning and scheduling that goes into that. But we definitely do it at least a couple times a month. So definitely, Barb, that'd be great to have you join us. We have a blast. We just did our watch along for Don't Breathe the other night. It was so much fun because when we have the luxury of having people join us in the chat, or if we have panel guests, it's always good to see their reactions to things. So definitely, it's a fun time if you're able to, and if you're not, we understand. There's always replay. Sir James saying a Whisper to a Scream song when Jesse is kissing Lisa in the pool dressing room. That is a good scene.
That is a good song.
That is a very good point. Another $5 to Freddy. Here we go.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Eric's like, let's go.
Only in America.
Only in
can
America. Ronan saying End soundtrack was the best in the entire franchise, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. Yep. Dice saying I actually put All Night Long on my horror playlist after Nightmare on Elm Street 2. All right. Okay. Very, very cool. All right, guys, let's go to our next category. This is getting to be pretty hot here. So we've got the supporting characters. Okay. So this is what we're going to do for supporting characters, because both movies have kind of this mishmash of things going on. We're going to count everyone except for Freddy and Michael. Okay.
Oh, wow.
We're counting everyone except Freddy and Michael, which we haven't done it like this yet on one of our episodes. So I love throwing these curveballs to you guys and seeing you guys react.
That's really tough.
It
is for me. because I gotta think of like the main characters, because I wasn't expecting that. I'm going with Elm Street, and here's why. Because I don't really like that many characters in Ends. I don't hate Corey. You know what I mean? Everyone, loses their mind because of Corey. I don't hate him. I don't like him. You know what I mean? I don't care about Allison. I don't anybody there. I hate the DJ. I hate the marching band. All those characters. And Laurie is just there. You know what I mean? I still think Jamie Lee could do better because we've seen it in H2O. That's just me. I enjoy the characters in Elm Street 2 more when they're on screen. I love Grady. I love Robert Russler. He is a good comic relief, in my opinion. I like Lisa. You know what I mean? I really like her. She's better in this than she is in Hellraiser Bloodlines, but I'll leave that to you. There you go. And Mark Patton can be very grating. Dance sequence aside, he can be very grating. But I do like some of it. Like after he kills Grady, and he has that scene where he's freaking out and losing his shit. I like him there. You know what I mean? I finally feel the sympathy. And I like it. As much as he's an asshole, I kind of like Coach Schneider. You know what I mean? I like, because you need that foil. So I like the characters more in Elm Street 2.
Okay. All right. Kill. How about you?
This one's kind of an easy street for me. I'm gonna go with Halloween. Um, you got and when I'm not even gonna talk about the main ones right now.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You got Will Patton as the sheriff.
That's a good point.
You got Will Patton as the sheriff. All right. You have Allison. Allison's at work with an asshole person at work who wants to take her job and is sleeping with the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
You have Corey, who, in my opinion, is not as annoying as Jesse. He's not as annoying.
Mhm.
As
Mm-hmm.
he's going through some deep, psychological stuff.
Hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
have Allison being seduced by the bad boy, the
Mm-hmm.
homicidal boy.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Jamie Lee, who this may not be her best Halloween performance. And the reason for that is they bring in this whole other character that we're following for the bulk of the movie. But what
Mm-hmm.
I did get to see of her, I liked it, because this is her final time fighting against, Michael Myers. Um, just Will Patton alone, like I'm sorry, he is such the heart of this. Where we've seen him through these three movies. We
Mm-hmm.
saw him a little bit in the first movie. He's in the hospital with Jamie Lee Curtis, and
Hmm.
now this one he is in it, and he's doing his thing. So yeah, I got to go with this one because when I start to think of Grady and all of these characters over here, I'm just like, to me, nothing really stood out as much as the supporting cast in Halloween. So, yeah.
All right.
I don't want to
Okay.
I don't want to disrespect Will Patton. I love him and everything I've seen him. The problem is, I forgot he was even in this movie because he's hardly in it, other than really for me the cute little scene in the supermarket, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
And I just watched this movie today, and I totally forgot about him.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right.
that's just my opinion.
All right. Real quick, in the chat, Neil saying, "Don't be hating on Hellraiser Bloodlines now, Eric."
I'm not hating on it.
Same thing with me, man.
I'm not
Same
hating
thing
on
with
it,
me.
Neil. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Coriander. How about you? Who we going with?
Yeah, this is easy for me. Obviously, Halloween. A couple of these characters on Elm Street were just a little bit too annoying for me at times. And yeah, man, there you go.
All right. Okay. Real quick, man. Sir James is starting to go on a roll. Freddy's hands down. N's characters were trash. Wow, the casting sucked. Oh man, going hardcore. Will Patton sucked.
Now, do you think all of these characters sucked in the whole trilogy, or just
No?
this one?
Well, we're talking about N's. Well, I think so.
Well, I mean, okay.
Yeah. Man, well, hey, this one's for you, Sir James.
Gotta work that ass for daddy. No.
There it is.
There we go.
There it is. There it is.
I knew it.
But thank you so thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. We really, really appreciate it. And we're going with 5 more points for Nightmare 2, man.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. It's looking tough, man. For you guys that are Halloween fans, watch out. Watch out. Okay. And Barb saying, are they always on Sunday nights? In general, they are. In general, every once in a while we have a different night, but in general, the last several weeks they've been on Sunday nights. Yeah. All right. So, for me, when we talk about supporting characters, I think that this was fairly simple because I just think that there was just more of these characters that it wasn't even just that I enjoyed them. I just think they were better characters. So I got to go with Halloween Ends. And again, it's kind of like you said, Kill, you've got Will Patton. He's always money. And Eric's right. He's not in it a lot, but for the time that he's in it, I mean, he's just great. I think that Andy Matichak, I think she had a lot of great moments. She's trying to, move on from all of this crap that she's gone through. She lost her friends. She lost both of her parents. And, now she's trying to have this relationship and grow as a person. I mean, that was a really good. It was fairly fully fledged. So I think that Halloween Ends. I think it's easy to me as far as supporting characters. So that's what I'm going with is Halloween Ends. Okay. Now, real quick, let me catch up to the chat here. We got a couple. Everyone's going crazy. I love this. Ben's in the chat. What's up, Ben? Saying Freddy's Revenge is most definitely the darkest film of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Yes, yes, yes.
What
It's
about
pretty
New
dark.
Nightmare?
Well, yeah, that's true. New Nightmare was
He's a straight up
pretty
demon.
dark. Yeah, he's a demon, and they went to hell, right? That's where they went. All right.
Good point.
Ronan said, liked when Michael and Corey whacked the cop Mulaney. They did him up Goodfellas back of the trunk style. That's true. That's true. Oh my God. Let me just he said Goodfellas style. I love it. I love it. Hey, Sarah's coming in. $5
Ooh.
super
Hey.
chat.
Still counts.
5 points. And I don't have
Nice.
that Neil money, but I think Ends had better supporting characters. Hey, you know what? This is becoming a little bit of a running theme here with Sarah and Neil. I love
Yeah.
this. You guys are so cute.
Thank
Sarah,
you, Sarah.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Seriously.
Absolutely.
Sarah's absolutely amazing, man.
Yeah, she's fun. I like Sarah.
She's really cool. And Barb, you didn't have to do that.
Oh.
Thank you so much. Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow, 5 solid votes for Ends. Sir James just smacked it around. Laugh out loud. All right, we got 5 points from Barb. You guys are so kind.
you, Barb.
Seriously, thank you so much. And you know, there's certain things that you kill. Why are you laughing?
What? Because you always do it, and you know, just like, oh God. Go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Ooh, guns.
Yeah.
Good.
It's about time you put that one in there. As much as
I
we
know.
do it.
Is it though?
Yeah,
I mean,
it
he
is.
does
Yes.
it when he's.
Bitches leave.
G Poppy. Bye.
I love the bang bang you just did there.
Yeah, I like how I start talking and then you're like saying "bitches leave."
Bitches
It's
leave.
like,
No,
what?
no, it's
What?
not like that. Go on.
That was not planned. No.
Okay,
No, but
okay.
what were you gonna say? You say I say what all the time?
You say that friggin' guns shit all the time,
I
dude.
do.
That's okay.
You do.
If he stops,
Is
we'll
it
just pick it
though?
up for him. Yeah.
That's right.
No, come on, man.
Oh my God.
Uh,
All right. Seriously though, but Barb and Sarah, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Rick's giving you guys the thumbs up. You guys are all right. Seriously, it means a lot, and we're just yeah. Byron saying the music's got to go to Halloween Ends. I knew he'd say that. He's a huge Halloween fan. And Neil got a laugh from Sarah. You guys are too cute. It's really, really fun.
They'll be the next battle. They'll be the next Battleworld.
Dude, that's what we should do. Oh my God. We got to talk backstage, man. That's right. Ronan said he gets the point across. Bitches leave. I love it. Okay. All right. Let's go to our next category, man. We're all off the rails. I love it though. Okay. Next up, Eric.
Yes,
Let's talk about
compose ourselves.
Let's talk about the villain look. The villain look. What do you got?
And to show I'm not playing favoritism because everyone knows how I feel about the Gordon Green trilogy, I'm going with Michael.
Yeah, you are.
Because I think Freddy's great when he's in the shadows because you hide what doesn't work. In my opinion, this is a huge step down from part one. You know, you have to somewhat compare it, in my opinion. I do like I made a joke how Michael looks kind of like a toasted marshmallow in the poster, you know what I mean? But here we actually get to see it more, and it fits more. It fits more with his character that he is damaged. You know what I mean? He isn't as strong as he used to be, you know, living, you know, the life in the sewers, you know, feeding off hobos and stuff like that. So he is this, I don't want to say broken, but he is this weakened state, and it fits with him. So I gotta give it to Michael.
All right. You're all right. Kill.
Ain't no
how about-
lying here.
Hey, there has never been any lying here. Okay. Kill. Who are you going to give the point to?
I'm gonna have to go with ends on here, because I love the mask. Even this version has the more wear and tear on it, and the all black pretty much jumper. When I think about the Freddy makeup in this one, I agree with what Eric said. It felt like a step down.
Mhm.
The only time I really liked it was kind of the scene, and maybe it's just because the camera angle, pointing up when he says, "You're all my children now."
Mhm.
Yeah. That's a great
Other
scene.
than that, I still keep thinking about like the comedy snippet that you bring up all the
Mhm.
time, and like it's something about the way that he looks in this one.
The close-ups, like when
So-
he's speaking with
Mhm.
Jesse's voice, and you got that close-up on him.
Yes.
It doesn't
Yeah.
look good. It does not
Dude,
look good.
You took it
Yeah.
right from him. Yep. Yep.
So I'm going with
Oh.
Halloween on this one.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
Yeah, obviously, I'm going with Michael. So there you go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Obviously.
All right. Guns. Okay.
Oh,
Listen.
God.
Listen, Eric, you said it perfectly, because I think that scene where he transforms right in front of Lisa, and like when he's like, "I love you, Lisa," and they really show the up close, like, and I know what they were kind of going for. They had changed the makeup, effects guy and all that type of stuff, but it just didn't. It just looked kind of like melted cheese, like bad.
I was gonna
cheese,
say, honestly, instead of a burn victim, he looks more just kind of like an old man. You know what I mean? Kind of like
Kinda.
like Grandpa.
Kind of like
from
Pizza the
PCM.
Hut.
Yeah, Pizza the Hut. Oh my god,
No,
you're
that's
right.
that's when he was melting at the end. But
But it's
Exactly.
also about camera angles and
Mhm.
lighting too, because like Kill said, the scene where he's like, "You're all my children now," I think he looks great. And also in the first scene when he's with Jesse, when he's like, "You've got the body, I've got the brain," I think he looks great in that scene. You know what I mean? So the thing for me is Michael looks good the whole movie.
Mhm.
Okay, the mask is amazing. We all know how long we waited for a good mask, and finally this trilogy came through consistently. The Rob Zombie mask was good too, but I think this mask definitely took it to a different level. And James looks great in it. Michael looks so good that even Corey with the mask looks good. Okay, that's how good it looks. So
Mhm.
I'm going with ends on this one. All right. Real quick, in the chat, Jason saying Freddy looked awful in Nightmare on Elm Street too. Yeah. Ronan saying ends Michael looked like he lived in a sewer for a hot minute. Yeah, he did.
Mhm.
Yes, he did. Ben was saying Freddy Krueger's intense looking at the pool scene. Yeah, it's a great scene.
Mhm.
A great scene. Byron saying point goes to ends, but I love Freddy's look in this movie, especially when he says, "You're all my children now." Yes. Yep. Let's see. And Sir James coming in with another $5 to Nightmare. Wow. It's adding up. Freddy, the pool scene is awesome. Okay. Can't do X Hedge Fund, Jason Blum. Okay. Oh, we're going above the movie. All right. He's not playing around, man.
I respect it.
You got to, man. You got to know who's who, Kill. Because you don't want to get confused. You know why?
Why?
I don't know.
We are going to enter a mystery wrapped up inside of a riddle, inside of an enigma. Now, remember this.
That's the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard.
I was wondering when Buster was gonna come.
He's
Hey, that train is never late.
It's never late. It's never late. It never disappoints. All right, Sir James, thank you so much, man. We really appreciate you. Seriously,
Big time.
Yeah, man, no doubt. Let's see who else we got in here. I want to make sure I catch up to all the. And seriously, you guys keep letting us know what you think. We can't get to every comment, but we're trying. Brandon saying, "I like how Freddy looks gooier in this film, but ultimately I give it to ends." Yeah, that's a good way to word it. It's just kind of gooey, and I think that even in the first film, and obviously in 3 and 4, especially, I think they really got the prime look for Freddy. Yeah. Sir James coming in with another $2 super chat. The pool scene is better than the whole Ends movie. Oh God! Wow! All right. He wants Nightmare to win big time.
Hey, guys, hey, if you're a fan of ends, I don't know, you might have to make some
Right?
moves.
Right? Neil saying, my cats have requested that my points be given to Halloween ends. Oh my
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, okay. There we go.
You better make sure he's serious with that one.
You gotta love those kitties.
I know, man. You gotta love
I
it.
just don't know what they're talking about.
Okay, Neil. We'll go with it. Wow.
Okay,
Oh,
guys,
my
hey,
God.
you guys did like Nightmare.
Awesome.
Jeez.
I'm so happy now.
I'm just saying, man. Neil's like,
Neil, I love that. That's chaos incarnate. That's Joker level. I'm just
it
gonna
is Joker
sit back and wait, and then boom. I love it.
That's right.
Thank you.
Oh, Sarah's getting a kick out of it. Dice said the fuckery is real here. Right. Hey, look, Barb is stirring the pot. She says, Sir James, and the ball is in your court now. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll say it. I may not like it, but I respect it.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
100%.
There you go, man. All right, guys. Let's God, this is crazy stuff. Let's go to our next category, man. Oh, Lord. Story. We're going with the story. And of course, this, with both fandoms, is such a divisive thing because, listen, I grew up, with Nightmare too. And even then, there were people that were like, wait a minute, what the hell? What's going on? I bet you if the internet was around back then, it would have gotten probably close to the same levels of just, frustration in the fandom.
Mhm.
Of course, the internet was not around back then. But Eric, as far as story between these two movies, who are you going to give the point to?
We mentioned it before. Both of these, like you just said, with the internet, and then we all know what a lot of people think of ends. Neither of these, this might be me on my soapbox. Neither of these are as bad as everyone says they are.
Absolutely.
It's history and all that. Nowhere near.
When you talk about horror movies, and I don't mean to cut you off, but when you talk about horror movies, and you know this as well as anyone, especially for Coriander and I, we've watched some bad movies, and I'm looking at you. Don't go in the woods alone.
Exactly.
It's
Student
you can't
bodies.
even student bodies.
I watched a lot of shitty shark movies for Shark Week. Okay, they're nothing compared to either one of these.
Right.
Oh, see, I would think I
man.
would rather
No.
watch shark movies than fucking student bodies.
Not the ones
Oh
I
my
watched.
God.
Night, they're all on Tubi. You do your
Yeah,
due
they are.
diligence.
Oh my
Ugh.
God.
But for these two, the reason, and I'm going with Nightmare because we get a little bit more backstory of Freddy. You know what I
Okay.
mean? We get to see the boiler room. I like
Mhm.
the possession angle. You know what I mean? It
Mhm.
has nothing to do with Jason Goes to Hell. You know what I mean?
Right.
I like that. Him trying to use a vessel to try to get into the real world. And I just really enjoy that.
Mhm.
I like the Corey stuff for the most part in ends because I like that, all it takes is one bad day. Everyone's got their breaking
Yes.
point. I like that stuff
Yes.
too. But
Mhm.
I like the idea of Elm Street more.
Mhm.
Because I think we've seen the Corey stuff because that's basically what it is. It's the Corey story with Michael in the background. We've seen that enough.
Mhm.
Well, I've seen that
Mhm.
enough, and that's why I prefer Nightmare.
Okay. All right. Kill. How about you?
This one's kind of tough, but I'm gonna go to ends with this one.
Okay.
And the reasoning for that is, you have two, new vessels for evil, two proteges here. But I think the difference with it is Corey has that seed of evil in him,
Mhm.
whereas Jesse did not. Jesse just happened to live on a street. Jesse just happened to live in a house.
Mm-hmm.
And
point.
Freddy is just like, hey, beggars can't be choosers. You're the one kid. He could have chose Jesse's little sister. She lived in the house too, but no, I choose you, brother. And like Eric says, I love the whole kind of Joker aspect. All it takes is one bad day.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll become insane. Overall, I like the story better in Ends because there is progression with Corey and how brave he gets and stepping it up, and you see it. And I shouldn't say this, but the last movie, you could see how quickly evil infects a town, how it spreads. The seeds are there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Ends on this one.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
I do enjoy, the story to ends. I like how Lori's, getting over the most tragic thing that's happened to her and forever changed her life. Um, I didn't mind that, you had your Corey moments, because we all know, Michael's like everyone says he's just a man, and yeah, he's getting old and he got the shit kicked out of him in the last movie. So I'm just, I just, enjoy this. Because Freddy, I mean, it's all, nightmares. It's always, maybe a different scenario, but it's always the nightmares, and yet he possessed someone, but you still see Freddy, you still have Freddy. Where at points you have Corey as Michael. And like you said, Knight, I mean, the mask, he looked good, even on, this little short dude. So yeah, story is, Halloween's for me.
Okay. All right. Real quick, Dice making an interesting point, good points, and there's a lot to look into in Nightmare 2's story, though. A lot can be read into it. That's true, too. Very true. We got Garrett's in the house from Born to Be Rad. What's up, bro? Good to see you, man.
Hey, you're welcome.
Hope you're doing well. Saying what's up, everyone. Wanted to pop in and say hi. Love Elm Street 2, and actually am one of the few who likes Ends 2. All right. He's coming in with the 50.
I'm right there with you with Ends 2.
There's more people out there that like Ends that people realize.
It's true, man. I mean, I think, listen, you got to remember something. And obviously, people that watch this channel, you guys should already know. I mean, we love movies, obviously more than not just horror, but even with the horror movies, especially the ones that have been somewhat divisive in the last couple of years, even more than just Halloween Ends. A lot of times it's that immediate reaction. Sometimes it's the passion of the fandom, and things change. I mean, on this panel, we've all had moments where we've changed our thoughts on movies severely. I used to absolutely hate Halloween Season of the Witch. I wouldn't even talk about it, and now it's one of my favorites. It took time for that to happen, and not to say that happens with every movie, but what I'm saying is that, passion is a great thing, and it also causes interesting conversations, and that's what we've seen with movies like Halloween Ends, so. All right. For me, story-wise, I think both are good stories, and they obviously take a little bit of a pivot from the rest of the franchise. I think that Ends has a story that it makes more sense to me in the sense of you've got this Michael Myers, who's a man who's 65 years old, who got kicked, beaten, shot, stabbed, and everything else in the last movie, and now 4 years later he's basically like a wounded animal ready to die, and he's brought back into killing mode by this kid, this young man who is going down a similar path, a similar dark path. So there's these parallels, and like you guys said, the one bad day thing going on. So it's just very, very interesting. And then you topple all of that with Allison trying to move on from these events, losing both of her parents, right? And then you have Laurie, who's still got the 40 years of the weight of all this, trying to deal with it and seeing the beginnings of another quote unquote boogeyman. And what does that mean? How does she deal with that? So I just think that there's, so many good things in this story. Missteps for sure. It's not a perfect film by no means, but I do enjoy the story. So I'm going there. Let's see. Who do we got? Sir James coming in saying, for $5 super chat, thank you. Nightmare Story's awesomeness ends. I couldn't wait for it to end. The movie was rushed. The script was trash. Ooh, wow. Trash, man. Trash. All right. Sir James, thank you so much for the super chat, man.
Absolutely,
We really do
Anytime,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Yeah, we do appreciate you, though, man. Let's see. Jason saying story goes to Halloween ends. The gay subtext pissed me off. It was god awful. It was an insult. I feel Halloween ends was more creative. The way Freddy came back was a bit too corny for my taste. All right. All right. You gotta love this. Ronan said Prime Mr. T wouldn't have survived that beating at the end of Halloween Kills. Ends hater cut old man Myers some slack. Haters. Yeah. I know. Old man Myers, man. That's what he is. That's what he is. Let's see. Neil said until Sam Jackson died. You guys are crazy, man. Oh my god. Okay, man. Next up, Eric.
Yes.
We got the scarier threat. Based upon this movie, what we see in this movie, what's the scarier threat to you? Michael or Freddy?
I'm always going to pick Freddy because eventually you have to go to sleep.
Okay.
And now Freddy can come to the real world and you can just be hanging out, having your hot dog, drinking your beer at a pool party, and you get slashed. So
right. Okay, man.
I'm going with Freddy because, like I said, eventually the body will shut down. You got to go to sleep, and that's where a lot of Jesse's, bringing Freddy to the real world was.
Okay. All right. Okay, Kill. How about you?
This is hard for me because in one respect, one to me looks scarier, but then the other respect, I agree wholeheartedly with what Eric just said.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to go with Freddy in this one because he can get you in your dreams and you got to go to sleep. Whereas Michael, leave. Just leave.
Yeah.
Just get in your car, bitches, leave.
Like we said with Woodsboro, leave the town.
Yeah, or
There
better
you go.
yet, make sure you seal the sewers and don't let Corey take his ass down to the sewers.
That's right.
And
Right.
you might live. So yeah, I'm giving it to Nightmare on this one.
Okay. All right, Coriander. How about you?
Yeah, I kind of have to go with Freddy on this one. So
Okay.
there you go.
All right. So we're going with Freddy on this one. And real quick in the chat too, man. Garrett was saying Freddy looked the best in Elm Street 2 out of the whole series, in my opinion. Ooh, all right. Elm Street 2 is definitely starting to get some more love. There's no doubt about it.
But what about that trench coat in New Nightmare, baby?
You love that pimping coat.
I
You love it.
And
You
no
love
hat.
it. No hat. He's like, I don't need the hat. Brandon saying scarier Freddy, but anyone could become a monster. But like you said, a bad day can set you off. Yes. Good point. Chris saying, I agree with Eric. You have to sleep sometime and Freddy will get you. So Nightmare 2 for the win here. All right. What's up? Destin's in the house from Destination Station. What's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Saying Freddy is my daddy. There you go. I know. Hey, he's a huge Nightmare fan, man.
Very
I love
cool.
it. Very, very cool. For me, I got to go with Freddy too. This is the easy straight question for me out of this whole group of categories. It's got to be Freddy because, like all of you guys said, he can get you in your sleep. He can get you in sleep. Sir James coming in saying, Freddy, baby, you can cut Michael's head off and Jason Blum will make him come back to buy a Benz. There you go.
Sir James, you are not holding back. I love it.
Yeah, he's not, man.
Love it.
And he's coming in again with a $2 super chat. He's guns.
Ooh, guns.
I love it, man. I love it. Thanks so much, man. We're counting that towards Nightmare as well. Let us know.
Yeah, what do your cats want you to give that $2 to, Sir James?
You messing with Neil?
I am. He knows I love him.
I know we do love him. All right. Hey, look, Barb's keeping track of stuff. She's like, to Sir James, respect for these super chats that are building up to beat the $100 from the cats. From the cats. That's great. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Let's go to our next category, man. The director. The director. We've got David Gordon Green and we've got Jack Shoulder.
If we're specifically talking about this movie, we have one director and David Gordon Green, who people know, and no one really knows who the hell Jack Shoulder is.
Mhm.
But I'm not a big fan of David Gordon Green. Even with this movie, I like a lot of the camera angles and ideas used in Elm Street 2. You know what I mean? When he does, that's where my points are going, because he knows how to hide the imperfections with Freddy's makeup. Some of the camera angles we talked about, though, "You Are My Children Now" stuff. You know what I mean? That shot, even if it's not Robert Englund, that's that shot in the shower where he's coming out of the shadows. You know, before he kills Snyder, that's pretty menacing looking. You know what I mean? Regardless if you can tell it's
Talking
not Robert.
about imposter Freddy there, where he's freaking Frankenstein.
Hey, that's a scary looking Frankenstein shadow. You know what? So I'm going with Shoulder, going with Jack Shoulder and Elm Street.
All right. Okay. Kill. How about you?
I'm gonna have to go with David Gordon Green. I feel he had to direct more emotional scenes. You know, you had characters, you know, going through essentially PTSD for allegedly killing a kid, you know, Allison losing both of her parents, Jamie Lee finally getting over her years of trauma, Michael Myers hurting. He's hurting too. He's going through PTSD in the sewer. He's hurting. He's trying to come back. Just and the lightest and nicest character that isn't really going through much is Will Patton. So I just feel he had to direct a lot more emotion in this one, as well as the action, as well as the gore and the light comedy. Whereas in Nightmare, you have more comical moments in that movie, and I agree with Eric, the camera angles and so forth. But yeah, I'm gonna have to give this one to Halloween.
All right. Okay. Coriander, how about you?
Yeah, I'm going with Halloween. Also, so yeah. Okay.
All right. And Dice was saying I'm not thrilled with Shoulder, but that's on the basis of what the documentary covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some things in that. Now, granted, we're trying to base this off of the movie alone. But definitely, but here's my thing. When I watch a movie, usually I'd say maybe 8 times out of 10, you can kind of tell if the director respects the movie or the mythology or whatever. And there were things obviously in Nightmare 2 that were kind of a pivot of sorts. Now, without seeing the documentary, you don't know why that is, so I won't really count that. But what I do know in the movies is that David Gordon Green had a lot of respect for the mythology of Michael Myers and in the story. So that's how I kind of differentiate the two. And Dice, you can let me know if that's what you're talking about, because I know that Jack was not a fan of Wes's first movie and the mythology that was created and kind of the rules, which is why you have that pool scene where Freddy comes into the real world, and he thought it was a great idea. Of course, Wes Craven famously hated that idea, and it's a really interesting conversation in and of itself. That's why this matchup is a good matchup, in my opinion. But anyways, not to rant on, but as far as directing, I got to give it to David Gordon Green. I think, and Kill, you actually said kind of what I was going to say. I just think that he was directing multiple layers throughout the movie, whether it was lighter moments, almost that light romantic moments, like with Will Patton and Jamie Lee Curtis, dealing with Allison and her, rebellious, young person spiritual awakening. Obviously, Corey's descent into darkness. There was just a lot of things he was handling. And I just think that he did a better job with it overall, and I'm a fan of Nightmare 2, so just put that out there too. Okay. Let me catch up in the chat. Let's see. Destin was saying David Gordon Green's good with comedies like Righteous Gemstones, Vice Principals on HBO Max. I haven't seen that one. There you go.
I heard Righteous Gemstones is good.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I haven't seen it though. Jason going with ends. Wayne saying shoulder, better look overall. All right. Ronan saying he's going with Halloween. This is awesome. One cat, I'm for one minute. I'm for Nightmare. The next, I'm for Halloween. It's a great matchup. It really is. It really is. Horror FFA's in the chat saying Michael 70, Freddy's immortal. Freddy wins. There you go. There you go. And Sir James coming in, $10 super chat, 10 points. He's building them up, man. Jack, baby. David Gordon Green is the new Kevin Hart. He will do anything. I see stamp collecting in his endeavors. I saw the edits for the new Exorcist. Oh, okay. All right. So we got 10. Thank you so much, man.
I'm starting to think Sir James isn't a fan of Mr. Green and his work.
I guess not, man. I guess not. Hey, it is what it is.
Hey.
Oh, man. Let's
All
see.
good?
Dice was saying totally under the basis of the movie world and whatnot. I was more referring to Shoulder's denial and treatment of the post-production damage caused to his main actor. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That is a good point, which was definitely not cool.
Nope.
Not cool at all. Nightfall, what's going on? Good to see you in the chat. Hope you're doing well.
Welcome.
Let's see. And I think I'm caught up there. Okay, next up, our next category, Eric. Here's the question. Which character had the better arc, Jesse or Corey?
Oh, that's easy. Corey. You had, because, granted, Jesse is just like Kill said, he is kind of annoying. You know what I mean? He doesn't really have an arc. He's kind of a spoiled brat in the beginning. Dad tells him to clean his room, and he literally stomps up the stairs like, your kid would do when you tell him to clean their room. And then he's just kind of there. Lisa does all the work. She does. Corey, he has this trauma that happens to him, and then he's sheltered. He's picked on by the fucking marching band. You know what I mean? The guy with the mullet and the blonde eyebrows. He gets beat up and picked on by that group. And then, granted, he becomes a serial killer, but he comes out of his, again, it sounds bad, he comes out of his shell and he takes care of business. You know what I mean? So even it's more of a negative aspect, he has more of a character arc. So
all right.
Gotta give it to Corey.
All right. Kill, how about you, man?
Yeah, I agree with Eric. This is easy street for me. I got to give it to Corey. I just felt there was more of a progression, and at the detriment of other characters. They even started the movie with showing the trauma that kind of forced him down the road that he goes. And with that being said, the progression he goes through, he kind of offshoots some of that to Allison as well. And Jamie Lee Curtis can kind of see it too, and she sees the signs of things that happened in her past. So you not only had a great progression, you had so many other auxiliary characters that are either influenced by it or recognize it or help perpetuate it, as Michael did. So yeah, I got to go with Corey on this one.
Okay, all right. Coriander, how about you?
Yeah, I am going with Corey also. I mean, at one point, I can't remember who said it in the movie, but they said, once, oh, no, it wasn't that chick. But they said something like, Michael, your demon, he left, he went. And then the town looked to Corey to, pick on. And yeah, you just felt so bad for Corey. And yeah, I mean, his arc was a crazy arc. He went from, he was like, what, 21 or something like that?
Something like that.
And these were high school kids. So you can see, yeah, he could get in trouble if he did, try to defend himself, So
all right.
I get it. But okay, you're cutting me off. So, okay.
Well, no.
Corey.
Well, I thought you were ending. No, you can finish.
No, go ahead. I'm good. Corey.
Gosh. All right. Jason saying, I felt the director of Nightmare 2 strayed too far from the mythology of Freddy, so that's why I will go with David Gordon Green. All right. Okay. Nightfall saying, missed you guys. Hey, we missed you too. Good to have you here tonight. Glad you could make it. Barbara saying, I liked seeing Corey's transition from beginning to end. All right. All right. And we also have a channel member anniversary for Nightfall, a month. That is awesome. Thank
Very
you so
cool.
much. We
cool.
appreciate you saying Jesse's better arc because of the dance scene. I laugh out loud. Yeah, I know. I
Nice.
know. Let's see. That got me. Jason is going with Corey. Let's see. Horror saying, Corey, a waste of time. You get invested. He's deeper told, but he doesn't end up with a satisfying conclusion. Okay, all right. And I think that's interesting too, because you got to think about, if you think about the arcs, do you look at the entire thing as a whole arc, or do you look at where it ends? For me, this wasn't even close. I think Corey has a much better arc from beginning to end. You see him actually change in the movie. And I think Rowan Campbell did a really good job with the role. And I was saying this to Coriander when we were just rewatching it. Like, even in his physicality, the way he looks, his eyes, and even in his face. Like, in the beginning, he's very meek and timid. He gets beat up by the band geeks, and you can understand why. He just looks like he could get punked out, right?
Right.
Then, like you said, Eric, when he's starting to come out of his shell, like that diner scene when he's in there with Allison and Punk Mulaney comes over and he stands up real quick and they're like facing off face to face. And you can just see in his eyes, he's a different person. And of course, that's what these folks are supposed to be doing. They're actors. They're supposed to be doing that. So that's exactly why I'm picking him over, Jesse. And I love Jesse, but I don't think he had much of an arc.
Right.
Like you said it perfectly, Eric. So I'm going.
Well, you mentioned the eyes of Corey a lot. I mean, just the look on his face when he tries to frame Laurie for his death.
Yes.
That's what I liked about his arc. He wanted to destroy Laurie's life.
That's right.
And how do you do that? When you make Laurie's daughter think you killed the boyfriend.
Right. I mean,
Very
he had
simple.
that evil smile on his face. It was totally like the Joker. I mean,
Yeah.
put it this way. He did a hell of a lot more in the movie than Jesse did. And that's no knock against Jesse, because Mark Patton did what was in the script. You know what I mean? He did a lot of yelling, and that's fine. But I'm just saying, Corey had a much better arc, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Let me just catch up to these guys in the chat. Horace and Jesse, annoying, constantly screaming, surface level knowledge of his character, but he does have an arc overcoming his own insecurities inside of him. That's a good point. Sir James coming in with another $5 super chat. He is on a mission tonight, saying David Gordon Green is just not a good director. He's so many discrepancies. Okay. All right.
I love you, Sir James. I love you.
He is not a fan of David Gordon
Keep
Green.
it coming.
There was nothing good in these Halloween movies at all. Not even James Jude Courtney. God. All right. Sir James saying, Jesse, for me, Corey is trying too hard. It shows in his acting. Oh, that's a good point. I think he did good with his acting, though. I really do. I mean, I think Mark Patton did well with what he was given too, but I just think that Rowan Campbell had so much more going on with his arc, and even in his relationship with Allison. I think his relationship with Allison and the back and forth between them, I think it was much more layered than the relationship with Jesse and Lisa, because they were just friends. He was her ride to school, and then he starts freaking out, and she's like, Jesse, what's wrong? Let's figure it out. Yay. And then,
pretty much.
I mean, Rowan Campbell and Andy Matichak did a lot more. So, anyways, that's all part of the things. Look who's in the chat. My man, Ben from Cadaver Club. What's up, man?
Hey.
All right. Saying I am the Nightwatch. You
Good to
are,
see you,
bro.
Ben.
You are, man. We're trying to put our Venom stream together, man. I hope you got my message. So hopefully we can do that soon. We're trying to get this thing together. We got Tim's in the chat. What's going on, Tim? Good to see you coming in with the $10 super chat, saying in the scene where Corey beats up on Michael, a better choice would have been for Corey to have asked for the mask, and Michael, knowing Corey would kill, just hands it to him willingly. Thoughts? Ooh, I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't know about that.
I don't think Michael would do it, and I think Corey taking control over Michael helps his character arc. You know what I mean? Like I said, the coming out of the shell type of thing. So
Good point. What do you think, Kill?
Man, I kind of like the scenario of pretty much bestowing the mask to Corey. You know, I think that would be pretty cool. Like, kind of like, hey, you can have it, kid. You know, passing it on to the next generation. I see something in you.
That would show a lot because he doesn't part with that damn mask.
No. But like, hey, I see a spark in you, and I'm hurting. Go forth, young man.
Okay. You know? All right. Coriander, what about you? What do you think if it went like that?
I mean, you took the words out of my mouth. You know, he doesn't part with that mask. So for him to hand it over, that just no. I liked how they kind of had to scrap over it.
Okay. All right. Tim, thank you so much for the super chat, man. And also let us know if you want that put to Halloween Ends as a point total of 10. I'm thinking it is, but I just want to make sure. I don't want to do that unless you want to do that. But please let me know if you want those 10 points to go to Halloween Ends. Waffles is in the chat. What's up, Waffles?
Hey.
Good to see you, man. Sir James coming in with $2 saying that Corey was too predictable. All right. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate it. So that's another 2 points. He's going in tonight. He's not playing around.
Nope.
Let's see. I just want to catch up to everyone here. Ben saying, let's do the stream. I'll get back to you after work, homie. Okay, man.
Very cool.
Awesome, man. That is awesome. I'm excited, man. It's going to be
Me
so
too.
much fun. Tim saying, yes, 10 points to ends. All right. We got 10 more points to ends. Sir James coming in with $5 super chat. Said, I felt that's Michael's mask and Corey's mask. You can tell the bad snowflake writing or when Corey's in the mask.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. And Michael saying they should have put the Curse of Michael Myers in Halloween Ends. Ooh. Wow. That is crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's getting kind of scary in here.
You do realize eventually we're going to have to talk about Curse. That's the thing.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt. Okay. Next up, which character had the better acting? Was it for Lisa or Allison? What do you think, Eric?
I don't know. As much as I love Kim Myers in this, not Bloodlines night, don't worry.
Right.
I'm going to give it to Allison as the better actor because of what she's put through. Okay. I like her acting better. No, I do like Kim Myers in this. You know what I mean? Yeah. But she's trying to work with Mark Patton, and Mark's just trying to work with what he's given, which isn't too much. You know what I mean? She's kind of more the lead than Jessie is, in my opinion. But with the actress who plays Allison, you have this character who starts out, you know, she's at the hospital. She wants to have fun. She sees a cute boy. She's going to stitch up his hand. And then she falls for him. And then she is convinced by this, you know, psychopath to finally leave Haddonfield, because he asks her, why don't you leave? Well, all my memories are here. By the end, she wants to leave. That's then, you know, the arguing with Lori and this and that. And then just the way when she finds Corey dead and the way she just explodes on Lori and then comes back to save her. Yeah. I like that. So I gotta give it to Ends.
Okay. All right. Kill. How about you?
I like both actresses, but I just think Andy Matichak is doing more with her character, more emotional depth, more layers. And you know, not only is she falling for a guy that's gone through trauma, she's also a trauma survivor dealing with her own, and therefore there's one common thing they have together. You know, all the while still kind of dealing with the stuff that she went through in the last two movies, not just her parents dying, but the fact that she almost died two other times. I just gotta go with Allison, because Lisa was just kind of there. kind of in a way, and maybe it's the writing of the time. That's how, unfortunately, they were writing her female character here. She's kind of like a plot device. You know, and yeah, so I got to go for ends.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
Allison.
Okay.
All right.
There you go. That was easy. All right. So James coming in saying, Lisa, baby, she almost took her shirt off. Allison acting is bad. Not believable. Looks like they ran the lines for her. Wow. Dang. Nobody's getting love on the set. So James, you gotta let me know. Was James Drew Courtney a good Michael Myers? I gotta know.
Oh no!
I gotta know. I want to know. I'm just curious. Ginger Ninja's in the house. What's going on? What's going on? Horror FFA saying, I mean, if we're doing character to character, I'd give it to Lisa. She was able to bring back Mark Patton through Freddy, and Allison had to tag team against Moldy Myers. Yeah. All right. There you go. There you go. For me, I think that this was an easy answer because of what they're given to do. I think Allison she's just doing more, man. You know, she's got multiple relationships that she's dealing with. One with her grandmother, where she's trying to live a good, happy life. She's got a crappy job with a crappy boss and kind of a frenemy coworker friend, right? Then she meets this boy. She's trying to nourish this relationship, but then it starts to get weird. And then, of course, she has issues with her grandmother because she feels like her grandmother's being too controlling. And as a young person, she wants to rebel against that. So she's doing all of those things. And I love Kim Myers, too. You know that, Erica. You know that, Kill.
Oh, yeah.
But in the movie, you know, she's basically she's a great supporting character, but she's got to work off of what Mark Patton is doing in the script. And it's basically reacting to him. He had a nightmare. Oh, well, let's talk about it. He has another nightmare. Well, let's look in the diary and figure it out. He has another nightmare. Well, let's go to the factory in the boiler room. So she constantly is just playing off of him, whereas Allison is her own character, you know, even when she's with Corey. So that's how I look at that. Ben was saying, I didn't buy Allison's love story at all, though, probably because of writing, but still. All right. Yeah, I mean, it was quick, right? But, you know, sometimes it happens like that. Yeah. You know, sometimes it happens like that. You got to admit, you can understand why she would, you know, kind of be interested in Corey versus that dumbass Mulaney cop. You know what I mean? He was an idiot. Yeah. Nightfall coming in with a $5 super chat saying, similar. If you look at the two movies, Lisa's better for this. Allison too gullible and ends. Okay, so Nightfall's going for Nightmare on this. All right. Wow, Nightmare is This is crazy, man. It might come down to the wire. It might. Sir,
you asked, Knight. You asked.
Do it again. Let's see. $5 super chat for Sir James saying he's like a fake Rolex. Nick Castle's the real Rolex. James is nice. I've seen him at Whole Foods in Venice, California. He is a nice guy.
He is
nice.
I'll say this, as much as I say I'm not a big fan of the trilogy. He when you guys interviewed him, he was such a super cool freaking dude. He really was.
He's super humble. But the other thing too, and we've talked to other, people that have portrayed, characters and villains, most notably Kane Hodder. And it's no disrespect to Kane because we love Kane, but James became Michael. I mean, he was looking at this shit on a spiritual. He was trying to get into the mind of this character, and I just think that he took it so seriously, and I think he did a heck of a job. He really, really did. In all three movies. My biggest complaint with Halloween Ends is that I wanted to see more of James Drew Courtney.
Yeah,
yeah, he's a great Mike. I said it when we did the Halloween versus Halloween. Both of those Michaels, Tyler Mane and James Jude, they're my 1 and 2. You know what I mean? So
Ben was saying, he says, but dude, they go on a date, he freaks out, and she's all of a sudden hooked. That's true, man. She should have seen the signs, right?
Maybe that's her kink. She likes them crazy boys.
or the shared trauma. They both have trauma.
Well, that's one thing that, and you nailed it, bro, because when she talked about how people in the town take your pain and they put it, they use it for themselves as a soapbox, for their own personal gain. That was perfect because that's exactly what was going on in the town. Everybody's like, you guys brought him back, and it's like these guys didn't even have to deal with Michael. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, anyways. So, good point. But that's some of the layers to Halloween Ends that a lot of people don't talk about. Everyone, it's gets irritated by certain things. So there's a lot going on in it. What's up, Life? Life's in the chat saying sorry I'm late. No problem. Sir James coming back saying James a smart guy. His timing is coming. Mad respect. He knows film. Yeah, he's a very smart guy. He's a very smart guy. There's no doubt about that. Is that $5 going to Halloween, Sir James? You gotta let me know. Well, I'm just saying. I gotta make sure, Eric's like, don't. Okay. All right, let's go. We're almost at the end here, you guys. Almost at the end. Next category. Who was the better impersonator? Was it Jesse, which of course we see the quote unquote Jesse / Freddy quite a bit in this movie, or was it Corey Cunningham? Eric, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with I guess you would say Jesse is the better impersonator, because Corey, I love Corey when he's in the suit. I love how he takes out the DJ, when he takes out the doctor. But I like Freddy more because of the pool scene. That's technically Jesse. You pay attention when he's got the blades out of the fingertips. That's Jesse doing it. You know what I mean? He kills more. He's scarier. I'm going with Jesse.
All right. Corey. Okay. How about you, Kill?
See, this one is tough, and I'll make it brief. You have one person that is taking the mask and trying to become his own serial killer, when you have another one that's being totally possessed, just kind of becoming that killer. I'm gonna have to give it to Jesse here, because for the sheer fact is he's not gonna become his own version of Freddy. He's gonna become Freddy. So, yep.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
I am going to give it to Corey. There you go.
Okay. And Kill, you went with Jesse?
Yeah.
Okay. For me, this is actually kind of tough because, and I think you said it really, really well, Kill, because they kind of it's two different ways this is all happening. You know what I'm saying? If we talk about just the scenes in which they are doing what they're doing, I think it's kind of close, man. Because that scene at the doctor's house, I mean, Corey, wow, man, with that corkscrew, and then of course when he's full on in the Michael mask and in the junkyard, that junkyard scene was brutal. Like he was just, I mean, it was. I remember watching the movie at that point. I was like, man, they kind of are pulling this off a little bit with another person in a Michael Myers mask. So this is really, really tough. God, man, I don't even know what to. Woo.
And you made the category.
Did I throw you off with my interpretation of how I was looking at it?
I guess I will go with Jesse on this one. And I think more so because of the amount of what he's doing as this quote unquote impersonator, and also how it's happening, kind of like what you were saying, Kill. This was a tough one, man. Wow. All right. And Sir James was saying no, that was for Nightmare.
Yeah.
Those points. Okay.
My man.
All right. Horror FFA saying Jesse, no contest. All right. Ronan saying Sir James hates Halloween Ends as if the movie kicked his cat and slashed his tires. Oh man, you gotta love it. Let's see, let me catch up. Ben saying Jesse 100. Nightmare 2 is like a werewolf movie, but with Freddy.
Ooh, I never thought of that.
Ooh, that is a good comparison, man. I like that. Ben coming in with the knowledge. Here you go. What's up, Katie? Katie's in the chat. Good to see you. Sir James coming in, $5 super chat, saying Jesse's the best. Corey scenes were just not believable. bad writing. It's not his fault for bad writing and directing. Wow. All right. So we got 5 for Nightmare. Ronan going for impersonator is Corey. All right. Very, very cool. And thank you, Katie, for reminding people. If you've not hit the thumbs up button, please do. It helps to support the channel. We appreciate it. And if you'd like to further support the channel and become a member, you can hit the join button next to the subscribe button and join us for all of our extra exclusive content and hangouts and so forth. Okay, guys, we are coming down to the wire here, Eric. Okay. This is a negative category. So the person that, or I should say the movie that doesn't get the vote will actually get negative. Okay. Question is, in your opinion, nowadays, is Nightmare on Elm Street 2 finally accepted?
Yes. I'm not just saying that because, I'm a fan of it. It really has. If you look at how it was when it came out in 85, everyone hated the new direction. They trashed it. They trashed Jesse, all that stuff. You look at it now, it's, cult following or not, it's kind of got one. You know what I mean? It's kind of, you said Halloween 3 earlier, something you hated. What I mean? Now you really like, it's growing in its following. A lot more people like it than you would expect. They still trash it for a lot of the stuff thrown in there and the behind the scenes stuff, but it really is getting its following that I always thought it deserved. So,
okay,
absolutely.
All right. Brandon also saying absolutely. Yeah. How about you, Kill?
I agree. I think it is finally accepted, mainly because, even though it wasn't the Nightmare on Elm Street 2 people probably expected or wanted, they can admit that, hey, they tried something different, the same way we look at like Halloween Season of the Witch or, New Nightmare, things of that nature. They tried something different, and over multiple viewings, you then accept it and like it more. Yeah. So.
All right. Okay. How about you, Coriander?
I really can't answer this question because I didn't watch this back then, and I really don't watch it now. So I'm not.
So we'll go with
don't
no.
Count me.
Well, we're gonna count you. You're
No,
basically
don't
going
count
the
me
opposite way.
because
We have to count you. Just listen to me. We got to count you because it's 4 of us. So you're basically saying no because you don't watch it in your circles. You don't have that feeling, right?
Sure.
Come on, girl, work with me here. It's like, okay. All right. For me, I do think that it is more accepted in a lot of circles. I think that people are kind of coming around to it, seeing what they were trying to do with the movie and so forth. So I would definitely say it's more accepted. That's my idea. Ben coming in saying, I've always loved Nightmare on Elm Street since I was a kid, but I think it's much more widely appreciated these days than it has been historically. All right. I can definitely agree with that. Ronan saying, this has been my favorite battle because it's been so back and forth. Yeah. Well, and we knew it'd be a good matchup. Yeah. We knew we'd have a good matchup here. Sir James coming in saying Nightmare, yes, because the practical effects, the story and script is better. What's out today and shot in 16 millimeter, not digital. All right. Okay. Going with $5 super chat. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Okay. Next up, will ends ever get any love at all? Eric, again, this is a negative point category.
I'm being 100% honest. The 3 of you know I don't lie. All jokes aside, I'm 100% honest. And my views do not necessarily represent the Nightwatch Zone or anyone associated with it. I don't think so. Here's why. And this is just my take. I personally think a lot of Halloween fans, the ones that I notice, because I am on social media a lot. Okay. So take what I'm saying in that perspective. They're very, very, very stubborn. If they don't like something, they tend to not let it go. And I think the problem is, and here's my perfect example. It's been almost a year. People are still hating on Halloween Ends. I'm talking about hating. I don't think it's justified, but they are still doing it. So I don't think so.
So it's never going to get any love. Wow.
In my opinion, just because of the circles I'm in this horror community on all social media, like I said, Halloween fans for the majority are very, very stubborn. If they don't like something, they'll let you know, and it's hard to get them to budge. And I've tried.
Yeah. I know exactly some of. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I hate to say this because I think it deserves more love than it gets. I don't think so.
All right. Okay. Kill, how about you?
I think it will. We're living right now in a golden age of Halloween movies. We're used to having them. We forget about the drought times, the dark times, the do or die times when there's nothing, like we're going through with Nightmare right now. There's nothing like we're going through with Friday the 13th right now. There's nothing.
I know. Yeah.
I feel people are going to learn to love this movie. Is it going to be as good in a lot of people's opinion as the first of this trilogy or Kills? No. But when they look at it as a complete story, when they look at it and think, man, I might not have liked Ends, but Ends is way better than Resurrection, or way better than like right. I think it will get love. I think that we're just in that afterglow of I've been eating so much this Halloween, I'm full. But that dessert that I had with my meal wasn't the best dessert. That's what we're living in right now. It's gonna get love.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
Out of the majority of, I'm going to say no.
It's not ever going to get any love.
No, I don't think so.
Wow. Okay. This coming from the woman that changed her mind on Season of the Witch and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Well, I love this movie, but there's so many people that hate this movie.
Yeah.
And like Eric said, once you're a hater, I mean...
Well, so were you, though. So was I.
But I was a kid, dude. I was a kid. These people are adults. So there's a difference there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let me give the right answer. Of course it's gonna get love at some point.
Excuse me, what do you mean the right answer? That's bullshit.
I'm just messing with you. But listen, let me explain why. I just think when you have and let me say the reason why. Because just like Eric said, I know a lot of diehard Halloween fans. I really, really do. And even now, some of them have already started to change their opinion on this movie.
Okay.
And I think that this is going to happen. It's going to take time. I'm not saying it's going to be in a couple of weeks. This could be years. It took me 15 years to get over Season of the Witch. Okay. That was a long time where I didn't even want to know. I didn't even want to hear the name of that damn movie. But I do think that there's going to come a time when people will look back on it and they will see some of the things that were pretty good in this movie, whether it be, the acting or James Dew Courtney or, the camera work, whatever, the kills, scenes, whatever it may be. So I do think at some point it's going to get some more love than what it gets right now. I really do believe that. Okay. All right. Let's go to our next one. We're almost there. Eric, who are you going to go with in this film for the icons? Are you going to go with Freddy or are you going to go with Michael?
Now, what do you mean? Like as in how they're portrayed or just in general?
How they're portrayed in these movies, in these two movies. Freddy having to use an avatar to get into the real world for whatever reason. And of course, Michael being beaten, broken down, almost dying, and then coming back, and then yada yada yada.
Going with Freddy, and here's why. Again, Michael's always Michael. He's pretty much the same, despite how good the actor is under the mask. He's pretty much the same, in my opinion, throughout the movies. I like Freddy more here because he is torturing Jesse, and he's having fun. You know what I mean? He's having fun with you got the body, I got the brain. You know what I mean? I love the scene where he he puts his hand on the boiler, kill for me, scares him
Yes.
downstairs in the basement. He's having fun, and he's just wicked. I love when he kills Grady, and he just waves at Jesse at the mirror and laughs.
That
You know
was
what I
a
mean?
good scene. Yeah.
He's still evil. There's no Nintendo games. There's no talking pizzas. Freddy.
Okay. All right. Kill. How about you?
Look, I like an asshole. And Freddy is being a big old a-hole here. I got to give it to Freddy for a lot of the reasons Eric just said. And he's torturing him all through the movie as he's possessing him. He's killing his friends in front of him, waving, being a jackass. Michael is just kind of chilling in the sewer, eating rat, and like, hey, you want my mask? Like the young whippersnapper, and and they kind of going out with them to coach him how to kill doctors and whatnot. So yeah, I got to go with Freddy.
Okay, all right, Coriander.
I just love that.
You
can put that in a quote. I love an asshole. Kill you.
Coriander.
That's the next Nightwatch Zone T-shirt.
No.
Okay. All right, Coriander. We're coming down to the final minutes.
I am gonna go with Freddy.
Okay. All right. For me, this was a pretty easy one as well. You got to go with Freddy in this one. I do think it was one of the best versions of Freddy because he was so dark and twisted, and even though it was a pivot from the first movie and actually for the whole franchise for the movies that came after it, but I do think it was very interesting. Like when you watch this movie, I think it's a really interesting entry into the franchise. And again, it was the first Nightmare movie I ever saw, so it's definitely one that has, kind of stuck with me for most of my life, So, all right. Okay, we've got the last category coming up real quick in the chat. Nightfall is going with a $2 super chat saying absolutely Freddy. Okay. Oh man. Sir James coming in with a $2 super chat. Fred Krueger. Okay. And Sir James coming in saying, we know it's not the end. Jason Blum needs a beach house. He'll come out with another BS spin. All right. Okay.
Maybe we'll have Sir James versus Gordon Green in the next Battleworld.
Or against Jason Blum. Yeah. There you go. That would be a good one. All right. Real quick, as we got our last couple of minutes.
Yep.
Speed round.
Got it.
The finale. Eric, real quick.
Which
one you like?
Elm Street 2. Here's why. Pool party scene. Lisa runs to the boiler room. You got those creepy ass dogs that were ripped right out of Body Snatchers with Donald Sutherland. You got Freddie melting. You got that stinger at the end where the hand comes out of Carrie and they drive away. I like the fight in Halloween Ends, but I hate that funeral march when they tie him to the top of the car like he's Harry from Harry and the Hendersons and everybody from the town, and I like how they kill him, but that funeral march scene kills it for me. I don't like it. I hate the music. I hate the slow motion. There you go.
All right. Kill. Who are we going with?
I'm going with Halloween. I love the funeral march. I mean, it's kind of like, townsfolk getting together and burning someone. But, I like the fight sequence, and that funeral march is earned because the last movie should have just been called Haddonfield. It was so much for the town. It was earned. It truly was that. The town was a cast member of the last movie. And they had the balls to actually kill him. And I mean,
that's true. I didn't know if they were going to do it, man.
They killed him, and Jamie Lee should have just had a smile on her face. They killed him. So Halloween.
All right, Coriander, how about you?
Halloween.
Okay. All right. For me, I think that here's the way I'm looking at it. First of all, the ending, with Laurie pulling the okie doke on Corey, that was, I really enjoyed that scene. In the Nightmare 2, I love the stinger at the end because that caught me off guard. And it was like so damn like, wow, they're going back into the goddamn desert on this damn bus again. That really sucks. So that was a great stinger. The scene in the factory, the only thing for me was, even as a kid, it just didn't seem like it was as good of a finale as I was hoping it was going to be. And I know the idea was that love brought Jesse back and all that, but it just didn't feel like what's going on. Halloween ends. We do have the fight. I mean, we've got the fight with the quick little struggle with Michael and Corey. He takes the kid out, and then it's Michael versus Laurie, and they actually do kill him. I honestly did not know if they were going to do it. I truly didn't. And even in the theater, I was saying it to Coriander. I was like, wow, they're really going to do it. Like all the way up until the end, I was expecting them to come back. You know what I mean? So I got to go with Halloween Ends on this because I just think it was a stronger overall finale. I think that's the finale of Nightmare 2, I think, is one of the weaker aspects of it because, Lisa goes there and it's basically, and he chases her for like 2 seconds. And she kind of thinks that she's falling through and then sees she's still on that stair grate or whatever. And then it's basically she's crying and bringing him back. And it's like, that's it. The stinger was good because they paid off the amazing opening. But yeah, I got to go with Halloween Ends on this one. All right. And Ben, you're right. You can't kill the boogeyman. You just can't. All right, real quick, because we got to tally this up. We are like in the last couple minutes. Neil's coming in $25. I still think Nightmare is the better movie, but the cats won't budge. 25 points for Ends. Ha 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 ha.
Good night, everybody.
Wow. Neil is all right, man. Sir James coming in $2 super chat. He's been consistent the whole night. Fred Krueger again. All right. Okay. We got two of them. And he's coming in again. Barb saying, dang, the cats are winning. The cats are not playing around, man. The cats are not playing around. Sir James, $10 super chat. Christopher Nelson saved the David Gordon Green movies. His practical effects are the best. Yeah, Christopher Nelson is awesome, man. He truly, truly is. No doubt about it, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate that, man. Christopher Nelson, the care that he put into everything with the mask and just creating it and so forth. Just awesome stuff, man. All right. So I'm going to tally this up. I need a couple of minutes, guys. Let's have you guys final thoughts. We've got about 5 minutes. So Eric, I'll start with you and we'll go down the list.
Okay. I've pretty much already said it. Final thoughts. I've always loved Freddy's Revenge. It's one of the ones that I've seen, one of my earliest ones. So I do have that nostalgia for it. And I think it's gotten better with watches. There's some cheesy fucking stuff in it. But if you like the dance sequence, like, someone just watches part 2 and you say, okay, part 1, and then you get them down, and then how are you going to feel looking over next to them on the couch and, the dance sequence happens. But it's still fun. It's still scary. And I said it, Halloween Ends is not as bad as everyone says it is. Give it a rewatch. Give it 2. You know what I mean? This is like the 3rd time I watch it. I'm still not a big fan, but I appreciate it more. I found more stuff in it that I liked. I thought Michael was just taken out like that in the sewers. No, he puts up a fight, which I didn't notice until this viewing. So it does require, a second or third viewing, and it's not as bad as everyone says it is. Doesn't deserve the hate.
I'll piggyback on that. I wasn't the biggest fan of kills on my first watch because I felt it was so much Haddonfield. But I did like Ends on my first watch. But the thing that a lot of people, I love all of them. But I think a lot of things the people are just like, oh, why is he so weak in here? Do we not forget that in Kills, like his body count of the people that he aces out, Kills starts off with him acing out a fire team, a team of firefighters, all of them, men and women, getting aced out to start the movie. Then towards the end of the movie, he's getting shot up, beaten down, and then he just kind of turns it around and aces people out some more. All through the movie, killing people all the while. He earned his respite in the sewers. He earned it. All right. He's an older gentleman, and to do what he did, I commend it. It's a good movie. Give it a chance, guys. Coriander, I'll let you finish it.
I've always enjoyed Ends. I've never, Freddy, he's scary in this, which I do appreciate, but I was just never really a big fan of this one. So yeah, there you go.
Night
All
needs more
right,
time.
I need.
I didn't know if he was tallying or if he was frozen.
No, I'm still tallying here. Go a little bit more, guys. Come on.
Okay.
Keep going, Coriander. Keep
yeah.
going.
I know. She's like, come on, man. You know what we're doing here.
It's good to see. How about this? It's good to see Freddy scary still in part 2. You know what I mean? And like I said, no talking pizzas, no skateboards, no Nintendo. And I think people kind of forget that he used to be scary, other than in the first one, and then technically in New Nightmare, whether he's a demon or not. You know what I mean? I think they kind of lump him in with the sequels with, you know, the goofiness and the silliness. And if you just go back and watch it again, he is scary. And I think that's under, you know, people don't remember that. They don't think about that.
All right. Okay. And real quick too. So James coming in with another $5 super chat. And I love you, Eric. I tried. I still want to jump on the bridge. The kills need to be that easy because the snowflake needs to see the head cut off.
It's
All
okay,
right.
Sir James.
All right. Polar's in the chat too. What's going on, Polar? Good to see you. Okay, guys. All right. So we've got this tallied up. This actually was I had to count this 3 times. There was a lot going on here, man. But first of all, we appreciate all you guys hanging out with us and supporting us tonight. It really does make this so much fun. And I'm glad that it really helps with some folks that are not having, you know, the best of times, and it brings them a little bit of enjoyment. And like we talked about earlier, again, much love and everything to you, Barb. And we're glad that you've been able to hang out with us tonight, even just for this last 2 hours. So the winner is by a score. We're going to go with the first score first here, by the score of 31 to 24. It was close, but the winner is Halloween Ends.
Wow.
Yeah.
Halloween Ends. It was close, man. 31 to 24, just by our regular score count through the categories. And with a score of 133 to 181, Halloween Ends wins. Barb's like, yes.
That's right, Barb. Barb knows what's up.
Michael gets his second win, and that means he's what does that mean, Eric?
That means he is one step closer to facing the champ, Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, boy. At Camp Crystal Lake itself.
And I'm happy that Michael didn't have to buy his way into a victory. I'm happy that he got a victory against someone other than himself this week.
There you go. Stick the knife in, bro. Stick
win
the knife
is a
in.
win.
A win
Stick it in and twist it. You got it.
Guns. Hey, so anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. We've got something really fun planned up coming next week. What are we calling this thing, Eric? It's going to be called
We're gonna have ourselves a little bit of a supernatural smackdown next week.
Supernatural Smackdown, and it's actually going to be a mini like basically a mini tournament, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I really do. Sir James coming in. It's rigged. Just kidding. Always have a good time with you guys. Guns. You gotta love it, man.
Absolutely.
Come on now. Tigers are playing 2 nights. I never miss a game.
2 nights.
I never miss a game. All right. Thank you so much, Sir James. We love you, man. We appreciate all the support. It's so generous, and it really helps us out so much, man. Seriously, and allows us to keep doing these streams even when I really should be going to work right now. So,
all right.
So, hey, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us, Barb. I'm so glad that you enjoyed this. Much love to you. Definitely,
Absolutely.
we'll be around. So if you need any of us, let us know. Ben saying peace out. All right, man. Hope you can, man. We really do. We need you, brother. We need you. And good night to you as well, Ronan. So we will catch you guys next time. Take it easy. Have a good night. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Nightwatch. Peace.
Cheers.
Peace.